From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team. Dominating with Dawson.
Dominating with Dawson. Dominating with Dawson. I have a question about your favorite topic, Ben.
Oh, yeah? Is it? So are we talking about ice cream or cake? Because I have a couple favorite topics.
Nope, your favorite racing topic.
Oh, racing topic. All right.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
I'm getting closer. I'm getting dialed in.
Here it comes. Passing. See, he gets all happy. You just say one word, Miss Vicki. You say one word.
Passing.
I felt a physiological change when you said the word passing. I started thinking that about passing people on track. Yes,
right.
I felt a physiological difference in my body.
We have yet to do part 3 with you and Blake, but
yes,
we have a Dominating with Dawson suitable question. What do you do to pass somebody on the inside of a turn versus what do you do when you pass somebody on the outside of a turn? Besides go faster.
I was going to say the immediate answer is if I got to pass somebody on the inside, I'm going to do my joke on the inside faster, whatever they're doing, whatever the hell they're doing out there. Or alternately, if they're screwing around the inside, I'm gonna crab walk my way faster around the outside.
And that's why you get paid the $0, Ben.
But that's the literal answer to my thought process. Is like, because I roll up into a corner in endurance race, I'm like, this guy's gonna be too slow here. I'm gonna do it here. But ultimately, if ideally, we'd all like to be doing our passing on the inside. It's just the most natural way to do it. Kind of force the person a little bit to the outside. You take the better line. Hopefully, by the time you're all exiting, that person has gotten the hit and they're not in your way at the exit. But at least you've got a better shot, I think, of getting all this stuff done. The geometry is a little bit more in your favor passing on the inside. So what I like to do when I'm passing somebody to the inside, again, this is an endurance race. We in our soapbox episode recently, we didn't ever say it, but we were all talking all around it. But this is a group effort. There's no point. There's no reason to be hitting anybody at any time. And some of the times where you are most prone to have contact is during the execution of a pass, right?
Yep, absolutely.
That's when they're most likely to be hitting somebody else or close to somebody else. So, yeah,
you're not going to hit people going straight.
Well, you say that, Bill.
Usually.
Ask Jan Magnuson and that other guy at Laguna Seca that one year. But anyway, so I say all that to say about the endurance racing and the group effort things to say I'm not really trying to surprise anybody out there. Are you guys?
No, that was why I was going to slightly defend passing on the inside versus passing on the outside because.
Oh, right. So I think we're going to get there, at least with what I've got to say about it. But so typically everybody expects to be passed on the inside. That's just generally where most of the passing happens. It's more ideal for the car passing because you're approaching a car, you're doing it faster than they are, so you're likely to be able to step out and pass them, either exiting a corner or entering a corner. If you've done a better job getting through a corner and you're coming up on somebody, you're likely to pass them on the way out. If you've kind of drawn up on them going into the corner and you're kind of getting closer and closer and closer, and you timed it right, you're going to be getting on the gas a little bit earlier than they are able to, and you can kind of just duck under them. That's the most ideal, easiest inside pass, just coming out of the corner and ducking under somebody. Then you got a whole straightaway, hopefully, or a nice clear section to kind of fully complete the pass and then move on with your life without a whole lot of contention. I'll also pass somebody on the way into a corner, of course. And if I'm going to do that, I'm not trying to like pull a surprise move or jump out on anybody. Really, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't think that's ever a tactic of mine. Even if I'm in a pretty contentious battle on track with somebody. I don't think it's ever really going to be my move to pop out last second, and dive in on somebody, unless I know them really well and trust them. Like, if it was me versus one of my teammates or something, that we knew we were fucking around, that happened. You know what I mean? You kind of know. Like, it would have to be an extreme situation of trust for me to ever even think about like waiting last second in a break zone and then pop it out on somebody. So I'm not ever trying to do that. I plan to signal my intent early enough on, like pop out, like, hey, this is happening. Because I think a big part of endurance racing is being pretty open with what you're trying to do and assertive. You know what I mean? Because it is a group effort. You're not all necessarily racing each other for position. There's people multiple laps down. So you're kind of just negotiating through a big crowd all the time. You can't ever tell where anybody is. You know what I mean? Are you with me? Like, I don't, unless it's the leader or the top couple, I'm not sure I'm going to know who's who out there and where they might be, in their fortunes at their race weekend. It might be somebody who's 50 laps down. So you kind of I just approach everybody about the same way. I'm not trying to surprise anybody. I'm not trying to just, do a move that's going to be like, ha, gotcha. I'll pop out fairly early if I'm coming on the inside of somebody going into a corner. I'm going to signal my intent, probably pop out, or at least get half a car out, let them know this. Things are afoot, might be about to happen. But then if we're about to enter a break zone or we're entering one, I'm going to go ahead and be on out there. I'm going to be out there, hopefully pulling alongside in that break zone. I don't want to dive bomb anybody. I don't want to surprise anybody in that break zone, but I want it to be clear enough early on that we're going in there together. If I'm not close enough to get in there safely, if I'm coming from way back, I need to wait. I'm just gonna have to wait till the next one. I'm not gonna force myself into a situation where somebody might not have seen me coming, due to the closing rate. If I'm running up on a really slower car, I'm certainly not gonna be like, hey, I'm coming in here. It's too scary. I don't trust anybody enough to do that. You know what I mean? It's not an issue of skill for me. I know how to do it. I know how to pull it. I know how to pull a surprise move in the last second kind of asshole move on somebody. I got it. I'm good at it, but I'm not going to do it because I don't trust the other drivers to see me coming. You know what I mean? So it's more of a trust issue than a skill issue for me. But that's kind of my theory. And if I pull out to make an inside pass and it's not going good, like I see that car coming over more than I think they should be, like, oh, I don't think they realize I'm here. I'm gonna brake harder and back out of it. I'm not gonna stay in there and get hit. You know what I mean? I'm always talking about having an exit strategy. I'm going to go in there and I might be a little bit bold. I'm not going to surprise anybody, but I'm going to make a bold step to get in there and pass somebody under the brakes. But I'm also, if I see them coming over too fast on me and think, oh, they don't know I'm in here, I'm going to back out. There's plenty more corners. The whole track is nothing but corners and opportunities for me to get this done. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's my thinking about it.
I think the big thing that you mentioned a few times is minimizing the surprise.
I am not trying to surprise anybody. People are rattled enough out there. Somebody's at their cool shirt's not working. They're worried about their water temperature. They're worried about 5 other things. They don't need to worry about me passing them. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to let you know what's happening. Like, to me, it's a transaction. It's like, hey, how you doing? Shake hands. Let's get this done. Bye. Good to see you. You know what I mean? I'm not fighting a battle. I'm shaking hands and moving on. This is the way I see it. It's like, hey, how you doing? Bye.
Yeah. Miss Vicki, what about you? Passing inside a turn, outside of a turn?
If I'm on a turn I'm passing, most likely I would probably take the outside because I'm trying to pass offline.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yeah.
So that's, just in my headspace, that if I'm passing offline, and that includes in the turns. But most likely I don't really pass in the turns unless they're very big, wide turns, like a bowl or something.
Oh, I can't wait for you to be in Robin's HBD 3.
Yeah.
Toss her to the sharks. Throw her to the sharks.
I know. Yeah. It's going to be so much fun.
I kind of wait till after and then go.
So I'm gonna say a passing technique that I use that will make Ben's face light up with joy.
Yeah.
Hit me right away.
Ben, let's talk the over and under.
Yeah, let's do it.
Over and under.
Over and under.
The old over under.
Over under. You want to describe that for Miss Vicki? She's not the jargon fluent girl that we know and love.
I'm not jargon fluent.
Nope.
But neither is our audience. So
That's the old you pass me, I pass you right back move, right? Isn't that what we're talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, so somebody jams it in on you going in, passes you on the inside of the corner. Maybe they jam it in there too far, and then they end up having an ugly corner. And then you didn't screw up, and you watch them drive right across your bow, and then they're on the marbles, and you just do your normal exit, and you just roll the hell on. That's the most.
Mhm.
That's the most common. That's the most common example of the over under that I can think of. Like ideally, you do an over under on somebody, like you kind of fox them into like making moves, and you pass them on the way out through your skill and extra horsepower. But usually, I get to experience most over unders where somebody took a shot at me that they didn't really have the grip or the like timing to get right. So they like, you know what I mean? They just waited too late to break for a turn, trying to pass or something like that. Maybe they end up getting their pass done, but find out it's not ideal at their apex. You know what I mean?
The dreaded fast in, slow out, I think, is the
Yeah,
thing that they happen to run into. But it's fun when it happens.
But yeah, it is nice to have that happen. And yeah, that was something, especially in karting, that was fairly common. Like, oh, we'll try karting. It was over under all the time. I got you, dummy. Like, what? Never mind.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't.
Yeah, so a lot of back and forth and oval racing. But yeah, it could happen. It could happen in our kind of racing. It's something to be ready for. I mean, we're a lot of times, you make a pass. It's also fairly common for somebody to make a pass and then go right past their skill level, or what their car can actually give them. So, yeah, so you pass right past your skill level and what your car can actually deliver. But so yeah, I mean, also be ready for people to once they're trying to pull a pass, be ready for it to get weird and then capitalize on when it gets weird. You know what I mean? Like you kind of, I think in my mind, you got to be ready for every situation that might pop up when you're passing. Ready for that person to go off, ready for that person to get crossed up in front of you, and you need to check up, slow down and get out of the way, or get yourself out of the way. So, in my mind, like lots of philosophers have pointed out over the years, that times of transition in life are fraught with danger and potential glory. Same thing with passing. Passing is a big transition, and you got to be ready for whatever crazy shit might pop off on its happen, because that is the big transaction on track, and that's the big time when stuff might get crazy. So might get crazy good, might get crazy bad, might get crazy weird, but be ready for all of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I would also like to talk about passing on the outside, because I love doing that too. We just didn't get to it yet. You want to talk about that too?
I do. The only thing I was going to add was the passing, the person trying to do the pass should always be ready and anticipating an error.
Yes.
Because an error that's not capitalized on just slows you both down.
Yeah, that's right. Be ready for that. Be ready to jump on whatever they did and hurdle right past it.
Exactly. Make the error make the error hurt them.
Yeah, don't follow them off the track. If they're messing up, be like, yay, let's go. It's because you're right, Bill. I mean, it's easy to get target fixation and realize the car in front of me is messing up. Let's both go off turn. We're like, well, nope. Let them go off by themselves. You do your shit. Yeah, it's that's a great point. Capitalize on it, and whatever weird stuff is happening. How can I make this my advantage? You don't have to join the.
There's nothing there's nothing better to break another driver than when they like lock it up just a little bit, and then to add insult to injury, you go zooming right by, because then they're like, they did it to themselves, and they're pretty much, they're not coming back from that usually.
Yeah, I can only tell you that how true what you just said is, having been that guy so many times where I'm like, I got you, and they're like, oh, dude. Yeah.
All right. You wanted to talk.
It's a bad spot. Yes.
You wanted to talk outsides.
How about talking about outside passes? So yeah, we're not always trying to pass on the outside. Like, like say, do you want to pass somebody on the outside at turn 3 at Road Atlanta? Is that your best spot to get somebody?
No.
But if you're racing lemons at Road Atlanta, you might find yourself passing 4 people on the outside of turn 3. Someplace you just don't think of as a typical passing spot, but sometimes you got to jump outside to get it done. Because a lot of times the calculus in endurance racing is, I don't have time to wait for whatever's happening. I'm going to have to pass this person on the outside because they're going so slow that I can't sacrifice the pace. I'm going to have to kind of put myself out into a less favorable place on the course to make this pass happen. Why would it be less favorable on the outside?
Because if the inside person has an issue, they are going into you.
True. What about the track? Why do you not want to be on the outside of the track if you could avoid it with a nice, grippy, clean section? It's where the other car is.
Marbles.
Yeah, marbles and dirt and crap other cars have kicked up, car parts, springs,
OPR.
gaskets. Yeah, other people's refuse. Is that what that is?
Rubber.
Yeah.
Other people's rubber, other people's refuse. But, you know, the ideal, the prime, most grippy part of the track is the inside line or where the apex is. You know, if you're having to pass somebody on the outside of a turn, you're away from the prime grip zone. So if I've said this car is slow enough that I'm gonna have to get out there and get my tires dirty and get this done on the outside, they must be going pretty slow. Yes. So I know that my approach isn't going to be like I'm trying to hit it 10 tenths on the outside. I just need to be going fast enough on the outside to quickly get by this person who would have slowed me down too much if I just waited behind them on the inside. You know what I mean? I could wait behind them on the inside and probably get passed by this car that's trying to race me on the outside. You know, I could tuck in and wait and get passed by somebody, or I could just pass them on the outside and kind of keep the kind of pace of the race that I'm in. So a lot of times passing someone on the outside is a decision you make just because they're an outlier as far as how fast you're going versus how fast they're doing it. So you're like, I can't sacrifice the pace. I'm going to have to get it done on the outside, but I'm also not going to be able to run anywhere close to my inside line, perfect geometry, better grip surface line. And so I'm going to have to, so it's longer, but I still got to do it because this car is so slow. So you're just going to have to not, when you're passing somebody on the outside, you have to be cognizant that you're going to have less grip and less pace out there. But still, if the car is slowing you down that much, you got to get out there, get it done out on the outside, get back online. Because also whatever's happening, if you pass somebody on the outside and somebody is somebody you're racing is either on the inside behind them or behind you, it doesn't matter how you exit; they're all going to be still behind you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
So that's the kind of stuff that's going through my mind when I'm doing an outside pass. It's not ideal, but it's less ideal to slow down and wait behind, that Chevy Astro van with the space shuttle wings on it. You know what I mean?
Indeed. All right. Well, we'll look forward to episode 3 of the Dominating with Dawson / Blake passing series. Yeah,
Blake and I have been doing a lot of talking back and forth about which one of us is the worst race car driver in the world. I'm pretty sure it's Blake. He keeps saying it's me. So I think we've got the tone ready. We're going to get there and pass each other back and forth throughout the whole episode.
Sounds tremendous. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. We might even put this episode out with that episode. Who knows?
For the record, Blake is the more dismal race car driver than me. I'm the less dismal one.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thanks.
Otherwise it would be called I don't know. Can't think of any B words to start with that go with Blake that are family friendly. Anyway,
being less dismal with Blake.
Wow. That's a very long t-shirt title, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, well, we're both of us are big guys, so it'll fit.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Captain's log supplemental.
So, Miss Vicki.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when we were watching those WRL events and some of those grid life events where you used to see the in-car video and it had the cameras seeing front and back, but it also could see all the telemetry and everything that was going on? Most of the ones that we liked were taken by the Sentinel system. Remember James came on our podcast earlier?
Right.
We have no excuse since he lent us one for trial and demonstration purposes. We should actually probably put that in one of our cars. Maybe 2.
I really think we should.
I think we should.
I know.
Because then we'd look like the immature endurance racing team that we are. Oh, wait, I mispronounced that, didn't I? Sorry, my bad. We could
so what does the Sentinel system do?
We could have 3 cameras with picture-in-picture. We could have, if we ever get the AIM system to work, open invitation to anybody from AIM to come on and give us a little bit of love. We need some help. And then we could have all our telemetry on there. And then we can have it streamed live into the paddock or around the world to our millions of fans. We're apparently very popular in Kenya right now. Don't know why, but that's fine. And it can integrate all the available race statistics from like Race Hero and everything. So we could actually see how we're doing on video. We wouldn't even have to carry around our phone anymore. Live.
I love it.